about the MCM and the GIC. And this is the GIC members benefit, because throughout the years we have been having a lot of investors joining our platform. Please hold on for a while. I just control my slide. Okay, sorry. So that's some of our members benefit here. So the first one is for the members to learn how to use the PILC and PILC strategies to magnify their wealth throughout the whole market, because we already been using this, and this is a market proven and time proven strategies for us to invest in the property investment life cycle and also the business investment life cycle. And secondly is you have the priority pass to join in our various internal and external events, and you can diverse your knowledge with a diverse knowledge sharing session in our events. And you can also learn from the renowned board of co-owners and partners from the GIC Global Investment Community. And lots of information will be shared inside in our events, the GIC events. And you also can stay connected with the global network at your fingertips. Like for example, like during this period, we have invited quite a numbers of players. Some are the local entrepreneurs, some are the experts from our overseas to actually share with us what happening not only in Malaysia, but also in overseas. And we have organized investment seminars for more than, right now today is 38 webinars online after the MCO. Some are publicly, like for example, today we actually open part of the webinar to the public, but some of it we actually do it at only for our GIC members. So for those who are the Facebook who would like to join us as the GIC members, you can do so by scanning this QR code or follow this link, GIC sign up bit.ly, or you can actually comment GIC at the Facebook comment there. So our admin will actually send you the registration link. So you can just click on the registration link, very simple link with just a few of information needed. Then you are subscribed to our membership. So we'll send you the welcome kit once your membership is approved. And this membership actually is worth for $50 US, but today actually is sponsored by the MCM. All right. Okay. Before we start the event, just for the announcement that we may actually experience a high network congestion that may actually affect your viewing. So we apologize for the surging traffic, and please bear with us during this inconvenience. All right, let us start for the topic today. As I know that most of you already have been anticipating of the end of MCO during this period of time. But when after the MCO, what actually we are expecting as an investor or maybe as an entrepreneur, what is the industry that actually will be benefited from this round of the COVID-19? So this is a chart that very clearly showing you that actually in which area that we will be benefited from this round of the pandemic. Of course, first of all, needless to say is medical supply and service or food processing. A lot of people actually order the grocery online or the healthcare. And also you see that e-commerce actually doing very well during this period. And there's lots of new normal that change the habit of the current consumer in the market. For example, more and more people are actually willing to spend money online. They previously is they can't imagine that if let's say today they will buy the food online, or maybe they buy the seafood online, they buy the vegetables online. But during this period, I think everyone is looking for the alternative solution for them to stay at home, but at the same time, they still can buy all this kind of stuff. Secondly is, for example, the entertainment. I see that recently a lot of friends actually goes to some of our website to have some entertainment, like for example, like karaoke. Um, and also some actually start to have their own learning, e-learning online. So we have education actually start to goes online as well. And some of software service provider, they also move their service to cloud. So people can use the service actually online as well. So all these actually have a lot of changes. And we believe that good time and bad time, there are always the people making money. And you see that this is one of a very clear evolution of how actually the consumer purchase, how their behavior changes. Like for example, like 20 years ago, you see that everyone goes to the shop, but the thing that when you buy from the shop, actually the shop, the selection is very little. There is uh, not much variation for them to choose, and they have to go from shop to shop to do the comparison. So that's one of the things that made them feel difficult to do their shopping online. And also distance. If let's say they want to buy a few things, they have to go to different places. That comes in the supermarket and hypermarket to solve their problem. So what is the problem being solved is they go to one place, they can have everything in one place. But the setback of having the supermarket and hypermarket is last time you know the shopkeeper, you know the shop owner, so you have the relationship with them, but now you don't have anymore. So now we will start to have online to actually solve certain problems. For example, last time you go to the hypermarket, there's a distance away. You still have to take time to go to hypermarket, park your car there, and spend some time to go walk around to look for the things you have, because the store is so huge, because they're selling a lot of the thing. But online is so easy for you to actually search for the thing you want, and then you can ask them to send to your place. So it solves a lot of problem, including those restaurant owner. They can use this online system to actually do the ordering. The order of the products will send to their restaurant directly, so they can actually stock up without any hassle. And later part, you'll see that it goes into the omni-channel. So omni-channel is something that is very new, that actually solve almost everything that we can see today. Because the consumer is simple, they just want to have thing, cheap products, quality product, at the same time can purchase it easily, and then can collect it easily. So omnichannel is something that actually solving from tip to toe of the e-commerce industry. And we know that in every crisis lies the opportunities. So whenever there is a crisis, the better companies come out for the of the crisis doing better, and the bad companies who is always going to be bad continues to give the lots of excuses after the crisis is over. So we want to see some company who actually want to use this to reposition themselves to become better, to make it become stronger after the COVID-19. Of course, without further ado, we would like to introduce the three speakers today. We are fortunate to have them to actually share with us their opinion about the e-commerce post-COVID-19. The first speaker is Jocom's founder and CEO, Mr. Joshua Siu. Jocom is the first Malaysia online mobile grocery app, which is certified by Malaysia Book of Records. And the founder, Mr. Joshua Siu, is a co-founder of Jocom, and he is an entrepreneur with technology background. He's a technology person. He has a deep experience in the logistic industry and the grocery industry, and he is also the ex-president of MDCC, Malaysia Digital Chambers of Commerce. And the second speaker that will be in our forum is the CEO of Go Ubat, which is Mr. Asher Lui. And Mr. Asher previously he was in one of the largest property agency company as the project director, and he won the Trailblazer Awards, top 10 Trailblazer Award for Malaysia, awarded presented by the Tun Dr. Mahathir, and he is also the serial investor and so also the serial entrepreneurs. The third speaker is Mr. Dan, who is the CEO of Biz Portal. He has more than 10 years experience in the logistic and warehouse management industry, dealing with various international brands across several countries. He has been following closely on the development of e-commerce since the early days, and now he is building the omni-channel to help the local entrepreneurs to build their business. So now let's us start our web forum today. Of course, today the first topic we would like to discuss, to talk about is we would like to have our speakers to tell us a little bit about their background before they start up their company. So let us first welcome Mr. Joshua from Jocom to share with us about yourself.
Hi, thanks, Roy. Yep, my name is Joshua, CEO and founder of Jocom. Jocom actually not meant for Joshua's company. It actually meant for just order conveniently on mobile. So of course, we trade digitally and globally via Jocom. We actually put ourselves as your pocket supermarket as well, and we have been around the market for 5 years. And of course, next slide. Of course, a little bit of introduction of Jocom. Jocom is actually an m-commerce company that specializes in groceries and shopping. We revolutionize the way how you buy groceries online, and we set to your doorstep and we can actually order through our Pocket Supermarket app in Malaysia. Next. So of course, a little bit of background about us, introduction about Jocom, and also myself. Myself is Joshua, and my co-founder, Miss Agnes Chua as well. She's actually a managing director of Jocom. And of course, we are one of the, we also supply our groceries, not only in our Jocom app itself, we also supply to the 5 big platforms in Malaysia, like Lazada, Shopee, Presto Mall, Q10, and Astro Go Shop as well. And also one of the Alibaba entrepreneur that selected out of the 90 Malaysians that went to training with Alibaba to learn about how they survive through the SARS and also how they survive through the end game of what happens like in our COVID-19. And we have a chance to learn all these things, and really thanks to Alibaba and selected me to join their entrepreneurship. And that's where we learn about how to counter the SARS and also the COVID-19 thing, and it's almost similar. And we created the same ecosystem that we have in Malaysia but in this bad times period. Next slide, Roy. So of course, a little bit of feature of understanding of Jocom. Jocom is actually one of the end-to-end solution Jocom app, first Malaysian grocery app in Malaysia. We actually deliver in 24 to 48 hours. Of course, due to MCO and also due to the COVID-19, our orders has been highly, very peak. It's almost the 10 times of Double 11. I don't know whether you understand what's called Double 11 in China. We have about more than 10 times the orders that is supposed to be from Double 11. So Double 11 is really a strong order, but recently of the MCO and COVID-19, we have 10 times the orders that we have. And of course, due to this situation, we are a bit delayed, but of course, every day we are fixing the delivery to make sure that everyone get their groceries on time. And of course, in the next 48 hours to 72 hours, you'll probably still get the groceries, but at least you still don't need to travel out of the home to make yourself safely to be at home to receive our groceries as well. So of course, next slide. So of course, you can order anything from our platform or all the brands that we have here. But of course, due to MCO and COVID-19 situation, some brands has been out of stock. Some brands are actually still available. But of course, we'll be keep on updating our app and also our portal to make sure that everyone have a chance to buy enough grocery essential goods to your home as well. And of course, please do check into our app and also check out all our stuff that we replenish or we didn't replenish, but make sure you are actually there to be the first one to buy it, because we did have a replenishment last week and it was sold out yesterday. So this is a situation in Jocom where our supermarket itself, we replenish it, but the orders are actually backlogged, and it was just in 2 days, the quantity are all gone. So it's almost the same as like a panic buy, but we have no choice. We have to make sure that we can serve everyone. And please bear with us. and hopefully can support us and get your fresh groceries, especially vegetables. Those who actually get a chance to buy our vegetables, congrats. And those who send to your house, you have the fresh from Cameron Highlands and fresh from farmers. And we don't take from the red areas, we call it the Selayang area, or maybe from the people who COVID-19. So we have changed the suppliers to make sure the safetiness and hygiene is there. So this is how Jocom actually able to help you on MCO and the COVID-19. Thank you very much, Roy. That's all.
All right, thank you, Joshua. So next, we would like to invite Asia to share with us about your background. Hi, Asia.
Okay, now can you hear me right now?
Yes.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Good weekend. Can I have the slide where there's me and is this the right slide?
Yeah, the next one.
Yes. All right. Sure. Yeah. So just sharing about myself a little bit. So I've been an entrepreneur all my life. I've never had a great opportunity in even going to college and so on due to a lot of family matters and so on. So I've been working since very, very young, since I'm actually 14 years old. I even self-learned my own English. I couldn't speak proper English back then. So being forced to a big city, Kuala Lumpur, English is a very important skill whereby I pick it up along the years. And yeah, here I am now, and I've done a lot of different things. I have a lot. One of my first career was filming events and advertising. I serve a fair bit of 4A agency. Can you see me? I can't see myself though. Can you see me?
I can't see you.
Really? Oh, okay. But my video is on.
I can see your screen only.
Can you see me?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we can see you from.
All right, great. Finally. So where was I? So basically, about myself, one of my first career. Let's talk about like being an insurance agent before. Did all the trying to be rich with like products and stuff like the MLM and so on. I believe everyone tried one of those to have a better life, right? So then I have a long history in event management and serving a lot of 4A agency. 4A agency means all these big advertising agency that are managing companies such as like Coca-Cola, BAT, cigarettes brand, alcohol brand. They are the highest paid clients. So I was in the industry for like half a decade or more, and I was at the tip of in the advertising industry, and I'm tired of branding for other people and so on. So I got myself into a better game, which is I joined the real estate industry. So I chose one of the agencies which is called Chester Property. I'm not sure if you all heard. I assisted the company to grow from 6 branch to more than 20 branch in the span of 3 years, and from just a couple of hundred of agents, and we grew to more than almost 2,000 real estate agents back then. So I was one of the project director for Chester Property. I did not went in as project director. I went in as just like anyone trying to be a normal real estate agent, but because of my advertising skill and my branding skill and so on, I was highly appreciated by the founder of the company, Dato' Howard Chiu, and I was made one of the first director beside the founder in Chester Property, and I actually was there for a couple of years, and I was at the top. I thought I was on top. The next stage that I want to go in real estate is to be my own property developer, but unfortunately, I don't have a pile of gold, buy land and such. So from there, I actually moved to the finance industry to learn more about the finance industry, the investment industry, such as like PE, VC, private trust, public trust, and also on. I was in Hong Kong for a couple of years. So then I actually came back to Malaysia. I got a little bit tired of the whole Hong Kong hectic life. I wanted to start a startup. Hence, I've been always wanted to go into the healthcare industry, and I see that healthcare industry is one of the best portfolio while I was in Hong Kong. All PE, VC, and even family office have a mandate in the healthcare industry. And I myself, my family have some healthcare, some tragedy in my family related to my to the healthcare industry. So I believe that accessible information, accessible products, and accessible healthcare for the mass should be there. So back to, let me start with share a little bit about why I started Go Ubat and Health Estate Berhad in general, is to provide accessible healthcare to the mass and also try to make the healthcare industry slightly more efficient. I have, to be real honest, some of you hear me before and everything. I have no idea how to go about this healthcare industry, to be honest, but we have been on it for almost 1 year plus. We have been planning for 2 years. We have executed for almost 1 year right now. And from there, we grew to a couple of portfolio, which is one of the portfolio that we want to share today is GoUbat.com. GoUbat.com is co-founded with me and Mr. Roger Lau, which have more than 10-year experience in the whole e-commerce industry. Yeah, so how, back to this healthcare industry, what we really want to do is we're just trying to make the healthcare industry slightly more efficient compared to traditional healthcare industry. So if you know that the common healthcare industry now is, I will say 95% or maybe even more is actually owned by either doctor, pharmacist, or medical professional. Hence, it's never really one. Sorry?
Hi. Because our next question will be asking about the company itself.
Oh, okay.
If you have 5 questions, so maybe later we'll talk about this more.
Maybe what I can do is, last sharing is, I want to say is, we are just trying to use tech to make the industry slightly more efficient, as there's a huge inefficiency in the healthcare industry, which is cost almost $4 trillion per year. So I believe with us trying to make it a little bit more efficient with tech, with GoUbat.com, the company can excel to a very far journey. So without further ado, let me introduce my co-founder, also Chief Operating Officer of COO of GoUbat. He has more than 10 years experience in the whole e-commerce industry. He used to be the head of Heineken, head of Cots Mammoth e-commerce, and head of a few company e-commerce and even some big brands. So with his experience, we combined this and we wanted to provide a very good healthcare app for the mass. So without further ado, let's have Roger to introduce more about GoUbat. Thank you very much. That's my sharing.
Hi,
Roger?
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi. Hi. Thanks. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks, Asher, for the introduction, and thanks, Roy, for the invite. So I'm Roger. I'm the co-founder of GoUbat. So I will just introduce a quick introduction of what is GoUbat. Next slide.
Okay, I maybe a little bit miscommunication. We have segregated 5 of the topics, so every topics will have 5 minutes for each speakers to share a little bit on the background. So later the second question we'll actually share.
Okay,
about
then I'll wait for the introduction.
Yeah. Sorry about that. So the third speakers that we are going to invite is Mr. Dan, who is the CEO and the founders of the Biz Portal. Mr. Dan, are you there?
Oh, hi, Roy. Thank
Hi.
you.
Yeah.
Okay. I think thank you for inviting me. I think it's great pleasure to share a little bit about my background and some expertise from the years that I've been involved in the supply chain re-engineering. Of course, the title I would like to actually highlight that I embrace supply chain with the omni-channel commerce, and I'm specialized in the intra-logistic material handling solutions. Maybe intra-logistic is something new for you, but it's actually not new for the warehousing terms. And a little bit about myself that I would like to show you over here that I started this industry since 2006 with joining a leading Japanese company that's providing the intralogistic, or we call it the material handling automation, and some people call it as an ASRS system. We did quite well from the day that we're evolving throughout now, and I'm still in the same industry, and there are several years that I think quite remarkable as my experience grow, and I think this is the years that I would like to highlight from the like what Steve Jobs always said, that is connecting the dot. So it started from 2006, and throughout the 4 years that I actually moved towards consulting in the year of 2011, and whereby I started the new ventures with the startup companies and providing consulting services in the warehousing, warehouse management system, and the 3PL warehousing services. So I was pretty lucky that business are good, and we keep growing to about 300,000 square feet back in 2015. And that is the way that we started venturing into further consulting in the e-commerce fulfillment center. And in 2015, and I actually also invited by Post Malaysia to design the first IPC center, which is the fastest. And I helping Post Malaysia to, design and launching the tender by working very closely with their COO during that time. And we built up to about 16,000 parcel per hour, which is currently being used in Shah Alam IPC Center in KIA, and whereby currently is another one in Subang. So this is the same system that we designed, and I think it's pretty well, and the contract awarded to the Korean company. So this is actually pretty interesting experience that in 2015, we've seen the great opportunity in the process system, and it's also in the e-commerce industry. So by combining the 2011 with the consulting services and also the 3PL equipment level, and with the strong partnership with the leading players in Malaysia, so we see that there is a necessary that we venture into the e-commerce technology, and that is whereby in 2017 that we start venturing into the omnichannel commerce R&D, and we start developing end-to-end operating processes to become an e-commerce enabler. We position ourselves in this way. The main reason is we believe that we do much better as position ourselves as a technology providers. So in another words, that we call it the e-commerce enabler, and whereby that is actually where we are today, and we call ourselves MCM Ecom Global Ventures, that we established in the supply chain and the intralogistic consulting as a end-to-end e-commerce enabler. So I hope that that's we give a little bit background about myself, and hope that you know me better. So if you have any questions, we can share more. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Dan. All right, our next question and the topic that we want to touch is maybe a short introduction of the company, and also what the company's vision and mission on this. And maybe first we invite Joshua to share with us about the Jocom's company vision and mission.
Yep. Of course, why I use a success story as a company vision and mission, because Jocom's as a vision and mission is that we want to help as much SMEs as possible, and to actually help as much as traditional business to go online. So of course, why we use this success story as a mission and mission, because to show you that how successful we are actually helping the traditional business, which is the big brands that you see here, to help them to go online previously without any online e-commerce experience. We actually help all these big boys to actually go online previously. So our vision and mission is to actually help the traditional business to go online, and the mission is actually the mission is to make sure that traditional business actually go online through our brands, that we help them to go into the marketplace in a much more faster and efficient way. So one of the success story that I can share with you guys is that with the vision and mission is that Coca-Cola, NDPM, Nestle, and F&N is actually part and parcel of Jocom's enablement. We actually enable them to go online previously without having any portal, having any e-commerce experience, and we help them become a top seller in the platforms in Malaysia. So our vision and mission has completed. We actually help SMEs and bigger SMEs or small SMEs to actually go online. The vision is to ensure that they sell online successfully. So we actually got them to be awarded by MDEC, one of Malaysia Digital Economic Corporation, that run by GIC of MOF, that and also MCMC, that established them to be able to sell online successfully. So I actually helped them and get a brand seller award by the MDEC to help these five guys to actually go online. So one of the things I want to stress that what we really fulfill our mission and vision is that the one that on a lower center piece of image, the guy that with the pink color shirt. The guy in the pink color shirt is truly considered SME. They're actually selling organic chickens. They don't understand what is called e-commerce and don't understand what is called SEO and what is called Facebook and what is called supply chain, and they don't understand about all this. So our vision and mission is to help them to sell organic chicken online. So guess what? We made them one a success story, and our mission and mission is completed. While having this organic chicken farm is actually established in Sungai Buloh. The chicken, right, every day have to be breed upon like 90 days. In 90 days, you only can cut the chicken. So we sold about 100 chickens every week until they got no more chicken to sell. So this is what I call a success story with a mission and vision properly planned. We actually help the SME to grow online and the vision to make sure that they sell appropriately and successfully online. So we get them an award as well and through MDEC and successfully carve this story. Next slide, Roy. So with the mission and vision, why I show you the next slide is that, you see, we don't really care whether you are small, big, or big manufacturers. As long as your product can sell, there's nothing in the world that cannot be sold, especially in grocery and essential services in MCO level. All these goods, toilet roll, 100 plus, drinks, and also food. We used to sell a lot of to B2B. Jocom was actually a B2B, 80% of our business actually in B2B. And we sell to restaurants in Mid Valley. We supply to people in KLA2, supply people in KLCC, you know, those are you see on the lower left hand corner, the two guys there is actually supplied to restaurants in KLCC area and also in Mid Valley area. So we give them whatever drinks they want and whatever vegetables they want to cook for that day, and the next day they'll be purchased again. So we have been doing this even before MCO has actually happened. So we're able to deliver all these fresh goods, eggs, vegetables, drinks to all these restaurants owner and also in a very fast way. Why they do that is because in the place of the MCO and the last time and previously is the same. In KLCC, your rentals are very high. So our vision and mission is to make sure that they can sell in an efficient way and make sure that they can use all their space in their restaurant to to be converted into serving customers. So they will buy this every day, and hence to save them from having stack up too many spaces and use our spaces in their restaurant. And most of our restaurant space can be used as a serving the customer. So when they finish the product every day at night, they will repurchase this thing again. So Jocom has been doing this for the past 5 years, supplying to customers, whether it's a B2C or B2B, whether it's actually in the locker, what you see on the right-hand side corner. Our vision and mission is very clear. As long as you want to purchase essential goods, we'll deliver to you. Whether it's going to be box, it's going to be restaurants, it's going to be B2C. What you see a two lady on the right-hand side is actually an office, B2C office. Back in Chinese New Year, they want to give this 100 plus free as a gift to their customers and also their employees. Hence, they buy all this for their staff. And to be frank, people thought that we are putting this as a B2B model. Sorry, this is not a B2B. It's actually a B2C. So Jocom actually supplied 80% to B2B and 30% to B2C. And that time we were already at this mess. And now, if you ask me, Jocom's success stories and vision mission is to change SME, whether it's a B2C or B2B. I can't tell anymore, but I can tell you one thing. Our vision and mission has to change. We have to serve the B2C market. As long as you order online, you are B2C. There's no more B2B anymore. And we are changing the concept of saying that the vision is to serve any customers who's actually online. As long as you buy online in a transaction way, we'll consider you as a B2C. And there's no more B2B message anymore. So of course, from now, our vision and mission has already completed. Our next vision and mission is going to be how to make sure you get your products out online for any products that you want to sell online to be successful. That's what we're going to help the SME to do in the next round. Thank you very much, Roy. That's our vision and mission and our success story for you.
All right, thank you, Joshua. This is a very classical example of how
No
e-commerce
worries.
automate everything, helping the giants and also as small as those chicken farmers to actually sell, even they have a zero tax. All right. So next, we would like to again invite the Go Ubat founders or maybe Roger to introduce a little bit more on the Go Ubat.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. I'm back.
Hi, Roger.
So basically, I will just introduce what is GoBud and who are we. So GoBud is under the investment firm of Health Estate Berhad, which is also founded by Asher. So what is GoBud? GoBud is Malaysia's local e-commerce, healthcare, and wellness-centric marketplace. So it's a one platform that ranges all the products that you can find in healthcare and all the services connected to healthcare and all the information or you can find for healthcare. So what we want to do is you just want to actually have one place where the customer can go in and get anything regarding healthcare. Because what we know is that healthcare is still very manual or very still not into the online world. So we can see like all the hospitals are slowly moving towards online by putting their informations online, but they are segregated by each individual hospitals. So what GoBud is also there for is to collect all this information, put it on a single platform whereby a customer can actually go and look for the information. Okay. So in GoBud, they have two different portion, which is first, it is the front end for customers and the back end for the partners and merchants. So because we are a marketplace, so we try to actually look for partners and merchants to put their products onto our website to sell. So therefore, we have two different portion in GoBud. One is for the front end for customer, back end for the merchants. So for the merchants, we have also need to actually build the seamless usability for them to actually put their products online. So what we do is that we need to do also some homework on how best to the shortest way to get this item loaded into our back on our front end, the seamless way. Okay, so everything we have to think about customer and partners and everyone, the usability of our GoBud. Okay, and we have a team of 8 people currently, still very small because we are a startup, and we have 15 delivery bikes servicing Klang Valley. So all the bikers will be segregated in different areas where the nearest to the pharmacy is. So as I've been in the industry for close to 10 years, so throughout my experience, delivery or last mile is the most important thing for the customer. We have seen that people say that, oh, we have the cheapest price is the one that will win the customer. But actually, through my experience, other than price war, we will have delivery, speed of delivery as the next most important thing. So I have tried to make, 6 years ago, I've tried to make the fastest delivery in the market with Living Social, which is 3 days delivery. So we found that actually helped the business to boom a lot. So what we do is that we improve all our operations and everything to get the item fastest to the customer. And now I understand that everyone is looking at 60 minutes delivery. So that's what we actually GoBud wants to actually aim for, 60 minutes delivery of buying the item and delivering to the customer itself. Okay. Then currently, what we have now with us is 30 pharmacy outlets from 5 different type of pharmacy brands around Klang Valley. And we have 8,000 SKUs now on our backend. Okay, so we are now slowly getting more and more SKUs in. Our target is, of course, anything that you can find in healthcare. So that is the main goal for GoBud, to give our customer the total variety of healthcare products. Okay, next. So basically, this is the mission and vision for GoBud. So the mission for GoBud is to provide healthcare affordable, searchable, and attainable to everyone in the whole of Malaysia and maybe to the world with cross-border. So that is our basically our mission. And also we also target to simplify the healthcare for our customers. As you can see that looking for something is not easy in healthcare, especially like what previously Asher said. When you want to search for certain hospital of what is the facilities that they have, everyone will start calling. That is the manual way. But what we want to do is we want to put everything on this platform whereby the person just type and everything is optimized and look with predictive suggestion. So if let's say you do not know what is the right word to use it, our search engine will actually do the predictive selection so that it's easily, easily search. This is what we want to actually do. And our vision is, of course, one-stop solution for healthcare with the largest healthcare products and services. So we strive to be Malaysia's #1 healthcare platform that offers the wide variety options and solutions. That is all about Go Ubat and our mission and vision and the introduction.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Roger. And Mr. Dan, so it's your turn to share with us about your mission and vision.
Oh, thank you, Roy. I think it's a great opportunity to share a little bit about our vision. Yeah, it's a very simple statement. We aim to as a technology platform to enabling a business towards digitalizations. The keywords called digitalizations is a big thing because the world is actually moving towards data-oriented processes. So many businesses, even as a FMCG, they produce carbonated drinks, but they need to know so much more about technology. They need to understand about apps development in iOS platform, in Android platform, in a web-based system, and they need to understand how to integrate seamlessly to their ERP system with the order management system, with their supply chain platform. So these turn out to be extremely difficult for them. So we see a huge demand in a big company to the SME or SMI. So this is the biggest gap that digitalizations, transformations from a very traditional way to a modernization way, or we call it from the industrial 2.0 or industrial 3.0 to the industrial 4.0. So the vision is to actually provide us a ready platform and helping the corporate to reduce the capital investment, to further performing R&D, to design a set of algorithm which is too costly. So there is a reason that we believe that our vision to provide a standard technology platform that consists of all types of business model, and we call it omni-channel, that's to bring the business towards digitalization successfully. So this is actually part of what we're going to do. And as you can see, BizPortal is not a marketplace. That's we actually a software, just like what SAP is all about. And inside we incorporated B2C, B2B, and O2O, and all in one in a single platform. But respective customer can choose and can define what will be the best way to fit into the end-to-end supply chain to improve their market coverage and to actually penetrate a new market segment with a new business model. As you can see that today, business model represented by B2C, represented by B2B, and also O2O. The only difference is actually the way people transact, but fundamentally, it still support the transactions that people pay money and you deliver the product respective to the service level agreement that you predefine. So this is actually a piece of vision that we hope that we are able to help so many customers that in our pipeline, especially in FMCG industry at this moment. So this is actually what we're aiming to do best at this part. That's helping the company or the business towards digitalization and to meet the business model that best fit for their proposition. Of course, as a mission that we wish to be a leading omni-channel commerce enabler in the Southeast Asia market and helping business to bridge the gap. Because I believe that every business fundamental survival is sales. So in order to complete the sales, there are many ways. That's as Roy indicated at the very beginning, about 30 years evolutions that every transaction created from a bricks and mortar retail store. And after that, it transformed to the supermarket, transformed to hypermarket, transformed to online, and transformed to omni-channel. I believe that that is a symptoms that how the business being transformed due to the customer behavior change. And the customer behavior change because of everyone look for a new excitement. And people believing in something new right now. People no longer believing in something traditional or too conventional. So, which means that as a business operator, irrelevant you are involving in any sort of industry, as long as you sell a physical product, you will require to close the gap. Either you choose B2C, or either you choose B2B, or either you choose O2O. Whichever methods that best fit to ensure the business survival and obtain the sales increment to actually derive profit, I think that is what we are actually need to put so much attention in right now. So of course, that concept remain a concept, but we actually successfully created all-in-one. I remember when we actually presented this concept to Adyen, which is the largest payment gateway companies. They can't believe that all-in-one is possible. But anyway, it can be done as long as we believe in something that we're going to do. So same to the business, and I hope that all business entrepreneurs that try to actually believe in a new method, and the new method will be best fit for the new norm. So this is all about our company vision and mission. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Dan. A very interesting business model about the omni-channel, which will be the future trend. Actually, is a trend is now that everyone actually is looking for this solution to help them to market more and market in an easier way. All right. So the next question for speakers is, how do you think that your company will make a dent to the market? How is your unique value proposition over your competitors? Maybe
Thanks, Roy. Thanks, Roy, again. Yep. Thank you, Roy. Okay, we are back again. So, yes. Of course, a lot of people actually think about now is a time to actually go into IT technologies and softwares and actually go into online to actually get things done. But a lot of people actually still don't understand one thing. You see, Jocom actually created a unique value proposition, right? A lot of people actually ask us, what's so special about Jocom? Actually, Jocom is very special. Why? You list with me, you can get to all the platforms in Malaysia and all the Southeast Asia platforms together at the same time. And you don't need to manage the IT services, you need to manage the infrastructure. You don't even need to understand how logistics works, how SEO being thrown on the Instagram, or how do you actually spend money on Google and everything else. We will do that for you. And we are like actually the hypermarket style. You put it online with us, or you put it into their shelf, and then we will sell the products for you. And we only will make sure that you don't need to invest into big infrastructures and also softwares that online that you haven't go in before. For the time being is that you do a normal advertisement is actually simple for you to sell online because everyone is looking at it in the Google search. But for when the time goes back to after MCO or after this, for you to spend money to buy a keyword online, it's going to be very expensive. So Jocom actually has one very unique selling point. You don't need to know any SEO, you don't need to know any infrastructure, you don't need to know any software, you don't need to know any manufacturing background. As long as you have a product to sell, I will sell you online straight away. Because the competitive rate of this having this unique proposition is that why we list with Jocom, we can actually get you have a 95% visibility in Southeast Asia. That's what we are specialized in. Our US, a lot of people think that, oh, it's just another marketplace. Sorry, we are a platform provider. We actually provide a platform for you to even select from any of these platforms the products that you want to list in. And having 95% visibility is good enough for you. And if you to go into online now and spend a lot of money and you don't do a wrong advertisement on Facebook or any SEO engine that you need to spend, probably now is actually cheap. But in the next future, it will be very expensive because there are a lot of competitions. So for us to actually already have an established name, to type a keyword of Jocom is really there. So people will search for Jocom as a grocery. So we give you 95% visibility. And the US selling point that why we're actually much more better than others is that we're really in the market for more than 5 years. So with the 5 years experience and the data that we have, we're able to tell you what product sells the best and sell the most in the next session. Even whether now is actually without MCO or with MCO or post MCO or whichever way, we will actually help you to get into online, having 95% visibility and sell instantly without you having any software or solution model that you have in the market. So you don't need to invest in anything. You can actually sell in Jocom. But we really do food and beverage. Disclaimer, okay? We really do food and beverages. We don't do cosmetics. We don't do healthcare. We don't do clothes. We don't do uh, furnitures, everything. We really do food and beverages. So sell with us on food and beverages, we'll bring you straight to online, straight away in the next 24 hours, and you can get yourself sell online. And the magical beauty side that the software that I built, of course, like what Roy mentioned, I was a programmer by profession as well. So I'm actually a very high tech technology driven person who write my own software. So I wrote a software on top of this whole model and get products out in the market instantaneously. So next slide, Roy.
Yes.
So you see, with the platform that we provided for any one of the sellers that actually we sell to, the brands, the unique proposition that we can bring you to China, we can sell you in Malaysia, we even sold like, okay, I guess everyone will be wondering, how can you eat a durian curry noodle? It's so hard to eat, right? Guys, as a Malaysian, if today you are the listener today in Zoom and also on Facebook, you'll be like thinking, how do you eat a durian curry noodle, right? But guys, I get you instantaneously into Alibaba platform, and in China, you sell 400 packs in 1 hour. So this is how we actually have a unique selling point that we can bring you to even international level without you having to cross over there. I will personally bring you there, your product there, and you don't need to travel with us. And you can actually sell our products easily. So that's how Jocom actually has this unique proposition. You can make a dent in the market where I give you 95% visibility. I sell a product with a price that you've given to me, and I already have a good branding and also good SEO keywords that actually already empowered into the engines and giving you strong enough to sell and you to invest into putting a wrong keyword or buying a wrong keyword, fighting for wrong advertisement space, which you need to spend a lot to actually win others and your competitions. So hence as well, we have this unique proposition. And of course, the best part about it is we are the guys who are actually able to sell ice cream that doesn't melt in your doorstep. This was one of the things that a lot of people had tried us before and they didn't believe it. And that's why we can sell Musang King frozen to China without melting and without having any problems in China as well. So of course, every year we bring brands. Alibaba wants me to bring 3 brands to China every year, and every quarter we'll bring 3 brands to China to sell them out to the market in China as well. So besides the Malaysia market itself, our unique proposition is also overseas, and we also open up our doors to Australia, Thailand, Indonesia as well. So after the MCO reopens and things are getting much more stable, one product in Malaysia alone, you can sell to 5 countries, 95 visibility in Southeast Asia platforms, and plus a guaranteed of sale that it can given to you with a little bit of investment, but you don't need to invest a lot. So this is how we actually able to then make dent in the market and make sure that every SME that we help, we give you back the value that we have. Thanks, Roy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep. I think the next slide will be like saying that we have this warehouse in China,
Yes.
if I'm not wrong. Yes.
Yep.
So we are already governed by government of MDEC that we have this warehouse to help SMEs in Malaysia to place your product. If you use 60 days warehousing free and make sure your product self-finish in 45 days and no need to ship back, and we make sure that your products are selling in a very hot cakes way. So these are the things that we already established in China. We know how to use the best one home to actually sell you out. And of course, that one you have to pay for extra. But of course, at the end, it depends on what kind of level of revenue that you want to take. Of course, we'll take an example. One of the unique proposition that a lot of people ask us, so Joshua, today I want to sell 100,000 worth of goods. How much should I invest? It all depends on how you invest in your advertisement. In China, if you invest only 10,000 ringgit, no one will see you. You invest 20,000 ringgit, people still even see a glimpse of you. You invest 100,000 to get 100,000, is it worthwhile? It's not worthwhile. So Jocom's method is actually to make you 20% of your investment to get 100% revenue back. So that's how we actually have a unique proposition to help you guys in Malaysia and also other countries as well. So thank you very much, Roy. That's what I can do for that.
All right. Thank you. Very interesting. Okay, Mr. Roger.
Hi. Hi. So for Go, but what is our unique selling point? So our USP is not only focusing on products. So we actually target to have everything for healthcare on our platform for our customer. So we target is for GoBud is you can buy, you can also search for advice, you can also search for whatever hospitals or clinics or everything. So it is at our single platform. So product is only one part, but services and also the directory is also another part that makes GoObat as a whole ecosystem. So our platform, our second thing is our platform user, usability is also built using a simplified and localized terms. So we actually found out that when we go into healthcare, a lot of terms we are not aware of if we are not from the medical background. So we have to think about a way, how can we make this easier for them to understand? So there's also an option in our website that actually you can search with what are the current state of health you are in, which means that let's say fever, you can also search for items which is fever. So we actually simplify the searchability of what you're looking for. So we have everything what we think of is for the seamless shopping experience and make sure that customer gets what they want. And then third thing is also we are a platform that is a marketplace. So customers can easily compare prices, compare the functions, and also the promotions that we are available in GoUbat. So we try to get everything like where they search for certain item, all the items that which are available in GoUbat will be there for you to actually compare the prices. You get the best price at GoUbat. Then the fourth thing is we aim to target our products delivered in 60 minutes. So currently in phase 1, we deliver 1 to 3 hours. So phase 2 is 2 hours. Of course, our holy grail is phase 3, which is 1 hour. To us, 1 hour delivery is totally a holy grail already because we have to think about operations, the bikers, and the coverage of the pharmacies to actually get this, unique selling point out to the market, which is 60 minutes delivery. I've built 60 minutes delivery for Heineken before, so it's not that hard. You just need to have the right operations and the right planning and everything. We are able to do so. So we aim to give our customer 1 hour delivery on phase 3. Okay. Then the next unique selling point is GoUbat. We have our own intelligence tool. Our intelligence tool not only give our partners that they know what they are selling or the reports that they need, but also it works as an inventory control for our partners. A lot of our pharmacies are still new in e-commerce and they always are afraid about inventory control because what they sell on the pharmacy and what they sell online might not be aligned. So with GoUbat Intelligence tool, what we do is that we are able to link the missing link to actually have an inventory control. What they sell online and offline will be linked into a one inventory quantity. So this is something very unique in the market now because from my experience, inventory is the hardest thing to do to link the O to O. So what we do now is we have this intelligence tool. They are given to them free for 6 months. And after that, they will be able to actually see whether they want to use it further or not. And then the last thing is, of course, we promote O2O by driving footfall to the outlet when we actually have the self-pickup function. So self-pickup function is actually to drive the customer. If let's say they are staying nearby, they don't want to wait for 60 minutes, they can actually drive by and then drive to the pharmacy and pick it up. So when they pick it up, the pharmacists are able to upsell any other items that they can actually sell to the customer. So we are not only aiming just for online, but we also help the pharmacy to drive their offline sales as well. The moment the customer come in, they can actually say, hey, would you like to buy this together with this and everything. So this is coexist. We don't come in to disrupt, but we come in to help with using online and our technology. So this is all the unique selling points for GoUbat currently.
All right, thank you, Roger. So in the future, we don't need to go to the store to check whether there is a stock inside the store. Then after we check, we can order, then we self pick up on the location. So
Correct.
that's a great thing that we are looking for also. Okay, next is Mr. Dan. Would you like to share with us about your unique selling point?
Oh, hi, right. Thank you for your questions. To make a dent in the market, I think very much rely on the value propositions that we are providing through our products. And we name our product BeSporter, and actually we are set of algorithms that to support the various business model. That's everyone saying B2C, B2B, and B2 O2O, and so on. But let's see the macro environment at this moment. And we are lucky because we have lots of billion-dollar payout companies as our clients, and even some of the big investment. And what we see in common in the macro environment at this moment, that they're facing huge challenge to digitalizations of their primary and the secondary sales. So what it means by primary and secondary sales, because sales is a fundamental of the company, because you have to get sales in order to survive. So what is the facing challenges right now is primary distribution or primary sales. They wouldn't do too much changes at this moment, because a largest distribution nationally, in the nationwide distribution, they probably have about 20 to 30 distributors. They actually cover up the entire national sales. But when it comes to secondary sales have more direct engagement with retail or with customer or consumer, but they're facing huge gap. They don't know how to do. They have no idea whatsoever. And of course, that platform like Jobcom did a certain gap to help the company to close the gap. But fundamentally, each of the respective companies, when they have a strong financial stand, they still wish to transform. They still wish to control their own secondary distribution, because this is a very confidential information. So what they do is, this is the gap that we see, that we can actually close the gap of the market demand, because there is a certainly the gaps. As you can see here, that we actually, from the right-hand corner, that you can see from the manufacturers to the wholesalers to retailers, and retailers to the consumers. And this movement of products is never changed. The only changes is from pallet to carton, from carton to inner pack, from inner pack to pieces. So as you can see that B2B, from manufacturers to wholesalers, they still do it conventionally. There's a huge opportunity that we can seamlessly integrate the manufacturers with the wholesaler, but there's no such system available that can roll out in second. So this is one of the dents that we can see, that we can actually fill in the gap. And secondly is, from the manufacturers to the retailer, is that possible? Yes, this is a secondary sales in the end-to-end supply chain, that each of the big company or even the medium-sized company that's really struggle, that how to actually have one software can fit all. So for example, the retail is moving from a traditional bricks and mortar transaction using point of sale system, now moving all the way to the e-wallet sections. So we've seen lots of changes, but we never seen the back end supply chain of it, because the technology are all available and up for grab, but there is no such algorithm that can deploy fast enough. And of course, that from the wholesale to retailer, that is another, I indicate as a B to small b. So that is another big opportunity. And finally, of course, as a B2C. So as we can see that there is a lots of huge opportunity in transactional platform. And when we go to the next slide, I think next slide.
Yep.
Yep. I actually did some checking through the internet, and we found that there will be 353.3 billions of transactions opportunity just back in 2017. So this range of amount is tremendously huge. And when we recall back, when I providing a warehouse services to the market, we only earn 0.5% of our clients' total transactions. And during that time, that we are thinking that, can we increase our profitability from 0.5% of our client transaction to 10% of the client transactions, to keeping us as a profitable company. And we found that if we have a platform that can enabling the distribution channel in the secondary sales, we have the right to ask for the 10% of the market transactions. So this is actually a tremendous increase in the profitability when we actually position ourselves as a technology providers at the same time that we can focus to the best of what we do. I think this is actually the value proposition that's the market needed and what the market be searching for. Of course, that there are so many marketplaces that really fill up the gap at this moment, but the big company that's after the COVID-19 incidents, they will be starting to be really serious to look into the integrations on the secondary supply chain. And the secondary supply chain, we give them so much insight and so much engagement with the market to stay relevant. If you have a product, you never have a secondary supply chain to gathering the market feedback directly. For instance, that you're going to launch a new teh tarik, for example. You will never know that how many of the retail store willing to sell your products, or you will never actually able to let the 2,000 retail store actually know that you actually have a new products called teh tarik. So these are the actually something so important for the new corporates that to actually entering into the new norm, because after COVID-19, we anticipated that we have already started to receive lots of inquiries from lots of leading companies that they would like to transform and upgrading the secondary supply chain or secondary sales into a much more digitalization with the preparation for the big data platform. And this is what we've seen, that we can actually make a dent and one of the transformations to help the corporates to further excel and stay relevant in the marketplace. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Okay, before we continue, before we continue with the next question, the fourth question, would like to share with you a little bit on the You Learn Money video. This is an introduction to the online e-learning platform. Just now, we already mentioned that there's lots of businesses out there which they are doing tremendously well, especially in this critical time. They benefited from here, and they are shifting their traditional business to online as well right now. So let us watch their short introductory video.
To date, there are more than 300,000 cases of bankruptcy in Malaysia. Are you part of this worrisome statistic? 2 out of 3 and lack of financial knowledge. 40% of millennials admitted to spending more than what they can afford. With today's increasing cost of living, what's your financial plan to live comfortably with daily expenses, paying off debts, and setting aside some money for savings to buy your first house? Let You Learn Money help you to elevate your financial literacy, an online learning platform for you to elevate your financial literacy and acquire financial knowledge and skills. 70 videos of financial literacy created just for you. Fundamental and trending topics. Digital certificate. Official support by Ministry of Education Malaysia. Adopted by 40 institutions of higher learning. One-time enrollment and access to all 3 fundamental levels of financial literacy courses. Get on You Learn Money Value Pack at 80% discount today. Financial literacy for all.
All right, so today for those who are online, actually with us for the afternoon, there is one special promotion offered by the You Learn Money. Actually, this morning we have one event. We jointly organized the event in the morning. It's a webinar. So they are actually offering this for those who like to join the Money Compass SME membership, which actually included the SME Money Compass membership plus the online financial courses. So in fact, that the original price is 538 ringgit, but today with this QR code, after you scan, you are actually entitled to join it at the price of only 88 ringgit. This is a special offer for our audience on the webinar only. And if let's say you would just like to join the membership without the online course, which is a Money Compass membership, you can actually scan the right-hand side QR code, and then we are entitled to have the 68 ringgit worth of this membership, which worth 388 ringgit. But you need to use the coupon code of SMEMCW164, which will be valid until 3rd of May 2020. So if you are interested in this, please print screen it, or later you'll subscribe through their website. Next is the fourth topic we would like to talk about is the, of course, with it. We would like to again invite Joshua to talk about this.
Yeah, hi. Roy, just so you're breaking. Sorry, I wasn't ready.
Right.
Okay, anyway, we're back again. Okay, so basically, MCO has given us a lot of challenges. And luckily, our software and our mechanism of things that we have in Jocom is able to scale into this size. Imagine like your orders actually become like that. Imagine we have 15,000 SKUs. So let's say you have to invest in an infrastructure or in a system that actually able to cater 15,000 SKU and we pack into multiple packs of things and then send it to one person. To be frank, it's not easy. And for us to actually able to like, if you look at lower right hand corner image, you can see like there's toilet roll, there's milk, there's another thing of coffee, then another case of things here and then vegetables and eggs and everything combined. It's not easy for a new company of a new type of structure that even though with the high digitalization that you want to do, you're not able to pack until this way. And order size, you're looking about more than thousands and thousands. B2C is actually very, very different from how you do a B2B and also how you do into streamlining your products and able to purchase and buy by a lot of different kind of people. So Joko was actually ready for this kind of environment. And that's why we always like to tell manufacturers that saying that, hey, manufacturers, we like to work with you and we'll close the gap between how you produce your own manufacturing, what type of SKU that you want to push, and what type of things that you want us to send. We will bridge the gap between the sales and also the supply chain. So Jocom platform is actually a platform that is also a pocket supermarket, but eventually to crunch this kind of mechanics of variation of orders, right, is hard. Even with the mechanism of current B2C model of what you can see in other platforms, it's not able to combine orders. So Jocom is actually one of the guys that actually able to combine orders and make it very, very powerfully subdivided into various type of mechanism. So of course, again, a lot of costs involved and a lot of technology involved. So for Jocom side, you don't need to invest in a high manufacturing type of like infrastructure or putting a gap between your stock level and then to the B2C or B2B, be able to solve the gap between how you can actually rearrange 15,000 SKUs or maybe 100 over SKUs to help you sell directly to the market in a different way. So next slide, Roy. So you can see that the slides show you that see to pack all these things, right, you need an automation. Guys, today's order, we are not looking at 100 to 200 per day. In the MCO level, you're looking at thousands to thousands a day. To able to service 2 days of services of more than 5,000 packs of delivery, right? Or in a various different way, right? You need to invest in a very hard automation and expensive automation to do that, like Amazon. Even Amazon or maybe like JD or Alibaba platforms, right? Their conveyor belt, they can't. It's not easy to be done. And so with the software that I created and the way how we actually manage this in a very, very low cost way, so we close the gap between how we can actually handle all these orders that we have in MCO. And it's a software power, but of course, we actually need to have the supply chain and then also with the software connected to ourselves to the other mechanism to solve this problem. So our software was actually prepared for such a mechanism because why? When you reach 1,000 overpacks per minute or per hour basis, right? To deliver the next day, right, you really need a very, very special type of analytical engine. It's not easy for you to understand how you can send around the whole Malaysia or even Klang Valley itself. So I believe that, of course, the gap between having a manufacturer or a factory or supply chain to carve into a B2C or B2B model or whichever way to the next level, right? You need to have the middle gap of what like this Potter was trying to explain, but you need to make sure that you can cater for all this engine behind, including the fleet that is delivering as well. So how can Jocom actually achieve a 650 delivery fees? That's where we actually able to achieve even sometimes with free delivery and able to cater for a whole mechanics engine behind is because one of the things that we actually really can uh, we really solve the biggest problem of all things, right? In the MCO timing like now, right, was the worst of all is the logistics. So coincidentally, Jocom actually built a very powerful logistics software that inbuilt in it. And of course, one of the experience I can share with you guys is because my family business actually in logistics for 40 years to 50 years. So we know how to cut corners to save money to actually deliver in a very efficient way. So of course, thanks to that, this is why in MCO, right, our order actually become 10 times more than Double 11 because it's until like, I don't know whether you've seen in Double 11, people has been posting photos for you to see like the warehouse is like full of box, it's piling down like rain and that. So it's actually almost like that in our warehouse, if you understand what I'm talking about. So without such a mechanism of things, right, because in the supply chain model, right, it requires you to take care of the logistics. The MCO level now, right, is actually because you have the infrastructure to serve the orders. If the online orders today give you 10,000, there's no logistic company in this country actually able to sustain the logistic of 10,000 deliveries tomorrow. So that's why once the roads that are supposed to be go, that's why we're able to cater for this kind of packages of products that we actually come for MCO. MCO was really, really crazy. Orders was really tremendously high. So I see there's an internet connection instability. So those who have actually on video on, you can actually turn off your video. So of course, to share the MCO mechanism is that the logistic in this country had to be established. So if your logistic is not established in Malaysia, they will be not able to serve the next MCO or the next bad situation happens again. So one of the things I can share with you guys, the most painful part that Jocom have is that, you know, we have staff that actually don't dare to come to work because they feel that I'm worried about I getting COVID-19, and then they don't come to work for you, and they prefer to take leave. And during MCO, right, we suffer two things. Staff was scared. Suppliers was actually asking for cash because they do not know what is going to happen tomorrow. So cash was king. Without cash, you won't get stock the next day. There's no more terms anymore when it comes to MCO. And situation like this, in bad times, they will not have any terms with you, 30 days term, 45 days term, it won't happen anymore. For us to serve 15,000 SKU and make sure that it's packed this way and able to deliver on time to one stage places or multiple places at per packages, it requires a lot of optimization in software and procedural SOP as well. So our software really have all these procedures and etc. that allow us to do this. So today in MCO, luckily we are able to serve this much, but delivery is still a problematic because um, you cannot control logistic mechanism. Because and the third one was actually the most serious case, guys. If you guys are in the delivery service, you have to pass through MCO roadblocks. And I can share with you because I actually went and deliver myself as a founder. You can start at 2 hours at Puchong MCO roadblock. Imagine if one day you stuck 3 roadblock, right? You lose half a day. The customer will scream at you until the next day there's no tomorrow. So to share with you, the logistics had to be rebuilt and also the infrastructure had to be be invested as well. So to actually go to online, not only just a software to actually sell online, but you need to have a very big infrastructure to support such a crazy size of models operandi. So of course I can see that GoUber have a very good model. This portal actually given out a very good, fantastic blueprint. It's actually going to be very, very powerful to have people who want to go online after this, after MCO. You need to make sure that you have this kind of mechanism and power to strive through the bad times when it comes. So sorry, why we didn't suffer the bad times is because we're able to cater such, my engine was able to cater such a mass order size. It didn't crash and it's still running, but eventually you have delay on logistics. So yes, these are the things that we have problems in MCO. Three things, recap. One is you will have staff issue which actually no one want to work for you when it comes to MCO situation. Second is actually cash is king. You don't give cash, no supply chain will give to you anything. The third one is when you go through the blocks of MCO, you will spend at least 2 hours. We were actually still delivering the since the day of 18 March that we actually start. We actually on MCO on MCO, but each roadblock that you go through, trust me, it takes you 2 hours. The queue is from like, if anyone been to Kota Damansara or Puchong, right? The Puchong Sunway toll, right? The line of the queue in one line of the 5 lanes become 1 lane. It can be go up to Western Digital, that far. So you will not be able to stride through delivery easily as well. And another example that I can show you is in Kota Damansara. The blocks is actually in front of Pelangi and before the Shell station. It can line up until the start of Ikano. So you'll have this kind of problems in MCO. So of course, MCO want me to share what is actually the problem that we have in MCO. Yep, these are 3 problems that we have in MCO for past 1 month. Thanks, Roy.
All right. Okay. So this is quite interesting thing from the e-commerce entrepreneurs point of view. So usually we as a consumer at the background, we always expect to have products to receive very quickly. But actually, in fact, that there's a lot of things are happening behind that we need to solve.
Yeah, Roy, one more thing.
Yes.
To add on, all the logistic companies, including myself and everyone else, is actually all also in a very backlog. It's actually quite normal in the MCO level. So those who listening, don't be angry if you don't get your product. Don't angry, okay? Because it's no choice. Times like this, right? For the frontliners to still work for you and still deliver goods for you, right? You wait 10 days or so, it's good enough. Last time you can get in 2 days to 3 days, but now you can get in 10 days, right? It's gonna be better than not getting the product. Trust me, it's worse than what you think.
Okay, all right. But no worries, my Jocom order still can receive within 3 days. Actually, in fact, I have some other orders. One actually is already almost more than 1 month, but I'm still expecting it to arrive my house. So I understand that is one of a very critical time.
Yep. So for Roy yourself, the 1 month one is because our backlog finish, our stock finish backlog. So no choice. So sorry, Roy. I'm sorry for the customers who are actually listening as well. If you haven't get your products in 1 month, I'm so sorry.
No, the 1 month is not from Jocom, don't worry.
Oh, not mine. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, no, never. Jocom always very fast.
Oh, okay, good.
All right, the next is GoUber from Roger. Roger, can you share with us about these MCO challenges?
Yeah, so actually what Joko went through is the same thing we also went through. So the biggest challenge for GoUber is basically stock availability and the replenishment, and for the item like face mask, sanitizing products, thermometer and gloves. During the MCO, everybody was running around looking for all these things. And then everything that we know is that they are looking for face masks. The first phase is face masks, then sanitizing products, thermometers and gloves now. So this thing is very common that happened during MCO. So we work very closely with our pharmacy and telling them to, when can you get the stocks and everything replenishment, because all of them tell me that all the stocks are coming, but all are out of stocks. So these are the one main challenge that we could not offer what we wanted, what they wanted on GoUber. So the only thing is what we can do is we look for more and more pharmacy to come in to give us this stock. Okay, and then of course same thing. delivery coverage is also a challenge because we have our own bikers. So a lot of our bikers also, some of them reluctant to actually work. So because somehow we have SLA of 3 hours to deliver to our customer. So our system is built in such a way that if our own bikers within a certain period of time could not actually turn around time, then it will actually auto trigger to our backup of our other delivery partners that we have. So to ensure that we are able to deliver. And also, this also poses a challenge to our, partners as well, because they could not even actually get enough bikers to send. So what we can do is we can open up to more and more partners to ensure that they can come and pick up. Also on the pharmacy side, they have strict rules of maintaining how many workers come to work and all these things, so to ensure that they don't crowd, their own staff do not actually come into the pharmacy too many lah. So what they do is that they might have slower turnaround time, which we have to actually manually monitor. We have actually a timer whereby we actually, the moment that if these orders are being being put into GoUbat, and within 30 minutes, if there is nobody actually picked up the order or pick and pack the order, what we do is that there is an alarm that will trigger to us, which we will manually check with the pharmacy what happened and everything. This is part and parcel of our customer service, because if, let's say, for example, we could not deliver on time during rain or during lack of bikers, we will actually, our customer service will call the customer and say, I'm sorry, we are unable to deliver within 3 hours as promised. Is it possible that I deliver at certain timing or scheduled timing? So these are the things that what we do, like 1, 2, or 3 steps ahead, because online customers, they can be a little bit very sensitive on delivery timing. So what we do is we go 1 step ahead, tell them, hey, we are not coming on time. I'm sorry, these are some promo codes for you, and can it be delivered at this time? So this actually prove that customers are understanding that MCO is a very challenging time to deliver goods. Like, for example, like what Jokom said, that they have roadblocks and everything, they are being questioned. All these things will actually happen. So for us, is that what we do is that we do planning ahead, telling our customer, maintain our customers' happiness by delivering as promised. And also, if not, then we ask to tell them that we will reschedule the delivery. So these are the challenges during the MCO that GoUbat actually face. Similar to Jocom, it's all about logistics and also stock availability. Yeah, that is for GoUbat.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Roger. Dan, you would like to share with anything about these challenges you face currently?
Oh, hi, Roy.
Before we go into the 5th question.
Okay. Actually, during this MCO, I find that it's actually quite a very interesting moment in my life, and as well as I believe that in most of the companies around the world. I will not put it as a challenges. Of course, challenges mainly communication, the words of communication. And when we put communication internally and externally, internally, that we found that actually our staff can be communicate better as compared to normal way. So what it means that I think that the staff spending more time with us using Zoom, using con call to understand projects and to understand lots of details information. And we never happened before that I'm actually doing my cooking at the same time I'm having my business meeting with clients and with internal staff. So, but this is actually something really interesting. I found that as a human being, we can adapt to many situations or harsh situations that to still continue moving forward. And take it as a very interesting moment that when we're able to still finding way to actually communicate with our staff while they are actually working from home. And we found that it's actually we're able to push through and we're able to do much better in terms of internet communication and projects implementation, sharing, and the execution is still actually being executed much better than before MCO. So this is actually one of it, because we actually not spending too much time in traveling and wasting our time in some others unnecessary meetings. So maybe there is one of it. And whereby externally happening the same thing that, of course, that the external progress will be slightly slower, but I believe that in terms of our projects implementations, what we're facing is a logistic issue as what Jocom and Go Ubat facing. That some of our shipments from China entering to Malaysia, we are given specific time to clear the cargo. Upon the port reaches 80% of capacity, and only we are allowed to clear. So this is something that what we are facing right now. But our government did a great job so far and helping to actually resolving this issue. I believe that that is actually something that is quite good. But of course, that difficult time, we have a difficult methods to handling it. So maybe take it as a very good chances for us to also accepting a new norm, and maybe we can spend more time with the loved one, and at the same time we still being efficient at the same time. But of course that we want to go back to the normal norm. I mean, go back to our office and start working most of the works. But yeah, I hope that I would like to put it as a very positive encouragement that hope everyone take it as a new experience once in a lifetime, and take it as something new for you to experience. Yeah, I mean that is actually from my sharing.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Then the last question, since we are running out of time, so the last question we have is how do you see the new opportunities driven by the e-commerce stand out our transformation of the company's direction? We will come back to Mr. Joshua.
Yep. So thanks, Roy. So of course, people show a lot of
Mr. Joshua.
posters. Yep, a lot of people show a lot of posts. So post-COVID, what do you do? My tips to you guys is actually very simple. Do flash sale like me. Do sales like us.
Okay.
Push out all these posters. Can you hear me, Roy? Roy, can you hear me?
Yes, Joshua, please proceed. Joshua, please proceed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Roy can just turn off the video, then you'll be better. Okay. So basically, post-COVID-19, very simple, guys. Do more online e-commerce, Facebook. Do more advertisement.
Yes, clear.
Do advertisement
Yes.
like us. Do advertisement like what you're
Yes.
seeing here. See, I already put up some marketing tools here. So of course, 1st of May to 3rd of May, what you can buy from Ramadan special. One of the flash sale that we have. We still sell ice cream. Oh yeah, one more thing. Next Monday, we will sell Musang King online. Okay, you see, this is a specialty of things that a lot of people cannot really do, but we can send Musang King to your house. So if you want to enjoy, you can't go out and eat your durian still. You still want to try to get durian to your house. So next week you can get durian from Jocom. So of course, these are things that you need to do. Do more advertisement online. Spend more money. So I guess one of the bad things about post COVID-19 is that you need to do a lot of ads after this. And after this, there'll be a lot of challenges of like doing a lot of ads. You'll be fighting a lot of people. So the one who actually has the right model will win. So next slide, Roy. So of course, with this type of posters and this type of Ramadan special thing, of course, I guess best of part is actually to see how to actually get yourself in a post-COVID-19 to get much more sales and everything else. I still seen the same slide. So Roy, you can move to the next slide. So what are the things that we need to look at is are the things that you can see in our stock last these are things. So my tips to everyone is that if you are doing online today, after this you need to do much more sales item like this, and then make sure that you can crunch through all these special things. Although we do sell some of the special items like masks and also temperature gun. Oh yeah, one more thing that post COVID-19, one of the tips that I can actually share with everyone is that Monday you go back to work, you know, you want to try to make sure that you can go back to your office and make sure you adhere to the SOP, right? Each of the officers need to have masks, sanitizers, and temperature gun prepared. So today we are doing a very quick sale. So you're going to buy temperature gun and deliver to you on Monday afternoon or Tuesday morning, right? If you want to go back to office, you can order from our app today, and then you can get the mask and also the temperature gun. And of course, GIC members, if let's say those who are publicly listening to this, GIC members, we are still giving you the special 100 ringgit voucher. I think MCM will still have it. You must type in GIS, the magic GIS 100. So please ask from the MCM team how to get the 299 worth of the temperature gun to become 199 for you today, okay, and until tomorrow. So make sure you get these tools ready for your post-COVID-19 as well. So when you go to office, you have masks, you have temperature gun, you have sanitizers. So to actually keep your office clean. Next slide, Roy. I guess post-COVID-19 will have a lot of special things that you need to prepare. And a lot of businesses will be opening, and then the things will change. Even you're going into a restaurant, you need to buy a temperature gun, you need to wear masks, and you need to put sanitizer. Is it another extra cost for everyone who start a business nowadays? So starting a business nowadays will be very, very, very different from comparable to others. So of course, who is actually handling the slide can actually do a next slide. I think I'm still seeing the slide static in a way.
Never mind, so you just proceed because I think there are some lagging.
Yeah, I think someone have to come back in. The Roy is coming in again. So of course, COVID-19 has been given a lot of people opportunities, and some people given them an extra cost. So of course, to what can Jocom learn from this, and what can you learn from us is that we believe that now doing business online is much more special than compared to doing retail businesses and also traditional businesses really. Everyone will try to change online, but one of the things that you must remember, when you change from offline to online, you have this big problem where you have the extra cost to be involved. Sanitizing your office is one thing. Having a gun, temperature gun, and a mask and sanitizer in your office is usually a new norm as well. And then of course, having this deals that you can send to your office. So we have ready these stocks for you to send to your office. So if your office staff used to have this Coca-Cola, Milo to be Nescafe to be given to your staff every morning, you can order from us. We can send to your doorstep of your office. Then you can replenish your fridge, so you don't need to go out to buy from the hypermarkets or outside anymore. So these are things that you can do to actually from us to see that what you can actually get from our Jocom app itself. Next slide, please. Yep, it's over. I think MCM GIC 100. So please, if you say you still cannot remember the code, please ask the MCM members to show you this slide again. So the discount code for the temperature gun for this round is going to be 100 ringgit discount. So only for MCM GIC members only. So make sure you go in there and get your limited units as soon as possible. So thanks to MCM and also thanks to the team to get the chance to have this special deal. And then also selling good price for the mask as well.
Right.
So next slide. Next slide. Okay. Yep, of course, if you have a chance to buy our stuff, you see, post-COVID, right, you need to do a lot of costing. You need to give away free stuff. So doing online is not easy, to be frank, guys. Everyone thought that rushing online is actually going to be a very good thing, but you have to still give away free stuff like us. We're giving away Huawei Nova 5T. We're giving away vouchers, 100 vouchers. You see, you're still burning money on online basis. But of course, this is good for the consumers and good for your own self as well. So a lot of people actually have no chance to actually do this kind of extra marketing. That's why going online, if you, after MCO or post MCO, you try to do online business as well, you're fighting a lot of people. It's very, very packed after this. So giving free stuff, those who actually are the old players who survive, you have a chance to understand what is going to happen next. But those new players who come in, they'll be clouded by the players who are actually playing at the same time. So these are the post-COVID-19 thing that I can actually share with you guys. And of course, next slide, Roy, or anyone who actually continue the slide. And of course, now Jocom app for sure. Ramadan is coming, and also make sure that you order your stuff, stay home, stay safe, stay at the office, don't go anywhere. If let's say your office has replenished your fridge for Coca-Cola, Nescafe, ask them for this and order it from Jocom app, and then make sure that you have the benefits of this staying in the office and keep yourself clean and safe. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Joshua. So next is Mr. Roger. How about you?
Hi.
Hi.
So for Go Ubat, what are the opportunities that came with MCO? Firstly, is sales. So online shopping for healthcare suddenly turns into like a norm. Everybody kind of like in a way suddenly search into our website looking for certain sanitizing goods and everything. That helped us for our sales during this MCO. And another thing that we found out is that there are organizations during this time that would like to actually do donations. So what Go Ubat did as well was we did a donation drive using our platform. That means that any organization just purchase online on our our donation drive package, like 5,000, 10,000, 15,000. So we will have a list of products that we already combine into this lump sum amount of money. So what they can do is just purchase online, and they just write in a note where do they want it to be delivered to. So that was an opportunity that we find that organizations are looking to how to actually donate. So what we did, we gave them a solution which they did not actually come out and look for the item. They can just buy on Go Ubat, and we deliver to the places like we deliver to PPUM, we did it at Hospital KL, we did for Balai Polis as well. So the certain Balai Polis that we delivered to was Brickfields, Kepong, and everywhere. So this was an opportunity that we saw, doing donation drive via Go Ubat. So the second thing is digital marketing. So what we know is that by sharing all these things that we have in Go Ubat, like sanitizing goods, the organic shares that comes in from Facebook, in this one, in also Instagram, so they just help us to share. So that gives us a free, exposure to people, because we actually understand what they want, and then we show them what they want, and then they start sharing. So that is also an opportunity for us to use organic shares. So we find that this is very, very good. So what we do was we do a lot of posting, a lot of sharing of what are the items that are available, what are the new packages or bundle deals during this MCO. Or we also did a little bit of also not only just taking the organic shares, we also did free delivery promo codes to help them to actually ease the cost of the delivery costs on Go Ubat that they have to pay. So these are the daily struggles that they go through. Then we know we give them this online solution, this express delivery of healthcare items. They will actually do it. They will actually share by themselves. And the third thing is, of course, merchant acquisition. So it is a wake-up call for them, and more pharmacists are seeing the value of going digital during MCO. During my experience approaching pharmacists to come on board, I have approached so many that I cannot count, and a lot of resistance. Some are okay, some are resistant, saying that they do not have manpower, they cannot cope with it, or certain things like that. So when during this MCO, they suddenly found that, hey, I do not, if let's say, I do not have any other platforms to sell. If customers cannot come into my shop, they cannot buy. So what we Go Ubat has was the solution that they were looking for. So this was definitely a wake-up call lah. All of them start calling me. So there are individual brands that also call me and they say, hey, how can I come on board, all these things. And this serves as a very good opportunity for Go Ubat to actually expand further. Our market acquisition team is very, very busy now, trying to get them on board, trying to put all the items in, try to work with them on what can be done online, like bundle deals, promotions, like the same thing as how Jocom is doing. We are also doing the same, trying to get the bundle deal out, to give them the best deal possible during this MCO. So these are the three main things, the opportunities that we find via Go Ubat during this MCO.
All right, thank you, Roger. Mr. Dan, from the business quarter point of view.
Oh, thank you, Roy. Certainly that after post COVID-19, the market is like a big giant wake up, like a overwhelming demand, and everyone actually started to look into digitalizations of their supply chain or their sales distributions. And we have received several inquiries as well during this MCO. that the big corporates start to look into the possible way to speed up the secondary sales innovations as we've seen. And I will say that based on the experience during the MCO period of time, that distributions or the logistic being disrupted and the retail being operating in an abnormal operating hours. So the corporate leaders, especially group CEO, group COO, they actually seen that they need certainly to be more agile to the changes of the environment, because we are not just preparing for sales, we are preparing for what if that the COVID-19 is coming back. So it's some sort of like an insurance that the big corporates looking to actually have a much more robust and agile system to actually, the facing and overcoming the current situation if this situation happen again. So as part of the business continuity plan. So at the macro level, of course, that BizPortal, we are a technology providers, and certainly we are actually very neutral. We actually white labeling our system to respective big corporates. So certainly that we see that there is a huge demand that after the COVID-19 situation. So we are preparing and well prepared for actually the market acquisitions after this. And probably we are the one that also definitely taking advantage for the new norm that's after the COVID-19. Yeah, that is actually from my side.
Okay, thank you. So there's a video to actually share about a company called Bootier, which BizPortal helped them to onboard. So this is the introduction of the company. All right, thank you. So that's all for the today's session. We have 5 topics to talk about, but for the Zoom members, please stay at the Zoom. So because later we have some other information to share with you all. So before that, we would like to share with you about the upcoming webinars that we are going to have. It is on the next Wednesday, 6th of May. We are going to share with you about the business opportunity, that how you can become the MCM brand affiliate, how you can use this platform to actually make some extra money or maybe build your own business through this platform. So the date is 6th of May. Please register. Please go to our website. We have all the details in our Facebook. Sorry, it's a Facebook, not a website. So next is also this morning we have one event co-organized together with MCM and Money Compass, You Learn Money, and Business Butler. Same seminar with a different topic we are going to organize in the next Saturday, which the time is 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock online. So the details will be posted in our Facebook as well. And before we end our session, please take a quick scan of this QR code so that you can actually do a financial fitness test and to test out whether you are actually fit during this critical time. So inside there is a few short questions. So don't worry, it won't take you a very long time. Just choose your question, just answer it, and then you actually receive your answer about to talk about your financial fitness. Okay, if those who are still on the line want to take this fitness test, you can screenshot this page with the QR code on the page, and later you can scan it. Okay, next, please also snap this photo to give us the feedback for the webinar today. If let's say you learn something, please give us some compliment. If let's say you need to actually feedback something, you also can use this link to let us know so we can actually improve in our future webinars. Okay, thank you for joining our webinar, and I hope that you learned something from today. We'll end our Facebook Live session now. See you in our next webinar. For those GIC members, please stay on the Zoom. Please stay back because later we have some more informative sharing after this, and also we have a Q&A session together with 3 our speakers today. Thank you. Okay, hello everybody. All the GIC members in the Zoom meeting. Now we are entering into the Q&A session. So we have, Arthur, do we have any question from the floor? All right, okay. I received some questions here, and let me see. Is there any? Okay. We received the first question is to Jocom. The question is, some of the consumer sector are severely affected by the MCO. How long do you expect the consumer market will take to go back to the normal after the MCO? Joshua, can you help?
Yep. I'm here, Roy. The consumer market is actually not hit. It's just being digitalized. So if you ask me, the retail is hit. So the consumer market is actually still okay, to be frank. So guys, if you want to understand actually whether is the consumer market is being hit or not, actually no. It's actually the retail will be being hit the hardest. Those who actually open shop. That's why now that everyone wants to go online, because those who open shop, they have an issue on that. That's why I explained just now earlier. Since we have more time now to actually explain more things, since we are rushing for things. You see, supply chain actually, like manufacturer actually sends things to wholesaler sends things to retailer, like what shown in a 30 years evolution. These things has been already it's been like that. You cannot change. That's the method, is how it's supposed to be. Okay. There's no way manufacturer to change this online and go straight to online like China, and it's not possible. There's no such thing because the market size is not as big as China. So the consumer market will not be hit. It will just that now everyone will think of buying online faster. Actually, the government of Malaysia wanted everyone to buy online for a long time. And with the Malaysian population, to be frank, one of the secret I can share with you guys is actually offline from Facebook. One of the secret I can share with you guys is that do you know that Alibaba actually did a very powerful analysis with various government sector and also various platform, right? And of course, one of the biggest platform that they own in Malaysia is Lazada. That actually, right, knows, right, what's the spending power in Malaysia. Do you know that the consumer who per capita spend in Malaysia, right, is higher than US? A lot of people didn't know this, right? So today I can share this on Zoom because it's not live on Facebook, so I can share this kind of secret. The consumer per capita spend in Malaysia, right, is very high. But we are not as high as Singapore. Singapore per capita spend is very high. So Malaysia actually, right, consumer has been spending a lot in the retail and the offline market, but they didn't spend a lot in the online market actually. But government has been wanted to get everyone to spend online. But because people said, hey, my pasar pagi still very near lah, my hypermarket still very near lah, my pharmacy still very near lah, my this one very near, right? So the very near situation, right, has not asked them to spend. But this time has caused every consumer, right, to spend really online, to buy from pharmacy online lah, to buy from go what lah, to buy from um, the different various agent that suddenly they all go online to buy. So the consumer market did not have any problem. But for consumer to go back to retail, to the shop to buy, that one won't happen anymore. I don't know whether it will happen, but it'll be tough because we're still on MCO lockdown. So you still have this queue thing, and then you have this problem with people affecting each other here and there. So to go back to a norm way of doing business in the physical stores and everything else, it'll be tough. But it won't completely die off like that because it's very hard for someone to really build a. It's like you tell me, right? It's like when Michelangelo or Barros, right, who travel from Spain to Malaysia, right, how they actually buy things and exchange things. They still do barter trade. Barter trade is only the methodology to do things, to trade things. There's no other way. You cannot take something without giving back something. So I should say that the consumer market will never die, but it is evolved. It's called the evolution. So every elderly people and every consumer that in Malaysia that were elderly or in the rural areas, right? Today they learn about what is Congrab. Today they know what's touch and go wallet. Today they know what's Boost. So everyone will go onto the e-wallet mechanism automatically. Guys, the bank are changing too. The consumers are actually all will go on digital bank soon. This thing will come out very fast. So Malaysia is the only last country that actually haven't evolved into digital bank. The licenses are out, but the framework is haywire. So everything will be actually digitalized. So this is a chance that consumer will change all of themselves to see money online. So money is only numbers, 0 to 9, to represent your bank account. So there's no more cash in the mechanism of the society. So consumer industry will never die, but it will evolve. So then next we go back to the what will happen to the when will it come back to normal? According to our understanding, once you get used to the way of how you buy things online and get Grab food and everything else, right? Supposedly, right, Malaysia, right, has the same modus operandi of e-commerce landscape, right, in China, actually. Actually, China, right, is the hardest place to do e-commerce. Why? It's too big. That's why logistic partner have to be actually increased in China. So why people say, wow, China very good this, very good that, to be frank, China is the hardest country to do e-commerce because it's too damn big. So that's why you have to have a lot of logistic player. In Malaysia, is small. So logistic player like GIS and other players, right, is there to service you. Riders are there to work with you. But Mat Rempit also one day can also obsolete one. Not enough. Because why? There's this much of Mat Rempit already. So you need a Mat Rempit 2, 3, and 4. So that's why the consumer will change and evolve into understanding how to buy things online. And things will change this way because elderly people will try to stay more at home and they know that this kind of services actually exist. So this is a good time that why Jocom was like what Go said as well, good time to acquire customer and also acquire vendors, which is true. And consumer will come back to buy online even fiercer this round. If this round, my cyber sale come around in Malaysia in September, Double 11 comes to Malaysia, I tell you, you will see the same result, right, of what you happen in MCO, right, the order size. So Go Ubat and Biswater, you guys better prepare because I can tell you guys, the order size of Malaysia's Double 11, right, will be like now, MCO level. Because this is already evolved. Jocom was able to prepare for this, but we're not able to prepare for the 10 times of Double 11, which we never anticipated before. So the consumer part will come back, of course, in a very fierce way, and everything will be online. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Joshua. So the next question is to Go Ubat, Roger. is there any hurdle that may fail you in your business model? For example, like if Minister of Health (MOH) may disapprove your idea of delivering the prescription-only medicine. And because I see another question is a little bit similar, but it's talk about another thing. Maybe I include it in this question. Will you also explore the traditional Chinese medicine sector? And is there any hurdle to exploring this industry?
Yep. So of course, yes, you're spot on that question. Because the biggest hurdle is actually MOH. So our main goal is actually to deliver prescription medication. This is not new in other countries. So other countries have actually done it. So in our country, maybe they have not actually know how to actually control it. So that's why they are a little bit very sensitive over this matter. So what we are doing now is we're working very closely with MOH on their concerns and with the learnings from other countries that how they actually control or how can they authenticate or how can they actually make sure that the item does not fall into the wrong hands. This we are moving towards there. So we are getting technology to help us to verify, to authenticate whether the prescription is legit, whether the person that actually buys is the person that having that particular symptom or they need the medication. So what we are doing is we're using technology. We are using a lot of other things to actually verify. So MOH is still learning how to accept this. So that's why we are working very, 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 very closely with them, giving them the answers to all the questions that they want until a day that, okay, they agree, let's do this, is legit, and we're going to give out this license to certain people which have this type of technology, and this will be maybe in the near future. This we are working very closely with the MOH.
Yeah, do you anticipate it maybe within this year or maybe 5 years down the road? How soon do you think this will be realized?
We think it will be very soon, maybe within this year, by end of this year. So what we need to do is actually we have to do our homework. We have to do our homework and we have to actually prepare the technology that we said that is going to bring in to give them that assurance. We might not, maybe because there is different type of level of medication. There'll be drug A, B, and C. So we have to actually slowly go from the ones that are not so sensitive towards, then only start to go towards the more severe drugs that is more sensitive towards certain patients.
All right.
Yeah. So the second question is about TCM, so traditional Chinese medicine. So these are very, how to say, this is also part and parcel of our community that we also do take Chinese medicine. So what we do is that we would actually go through our filtration because not all can actually join, but those that have the proper certification from the MOH and all proper certs that they are allowed to actually practice. So after we go through all these things, then we will do our how to say, certifications, and we allow them to come on to Go Ubat platform to actually be part of the partners . So it's actually through our strict measures that we do .
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, we have another question here, but that it doesn't state to direct this question to who. Maybe I ask Mr. Dan about this. I am running a small-scale food manufacturing factory producing the fruit crisp and chili sauce. How can I benefit from your platform? Maybe Dan, can you help to answer this?
Oh, hi, thank you, Ray. You mean it's a manufacturers for chili sauce
and fruit crisp,
fruit paste.
水果干.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I think that without actually by just putting assumption, and I believe that the company required a robust primary distribution so that to actually digitize it. And first thing first, I recommend to actually enhance their primary distribution through a B2B model. So because B2B model, every account you created, you can actually seamlessly sharing your products details, and also the ordering processes can be automated immediately. And that will be much cheaper with the Beach Portal because they can deploy it within a week if they wish to. And the marketing strategy can be easily implemented. For example, that buying above certain amount that you have incentivized them. And maybe also you can gamify the entire what you call it, distribution status by creating avatar, so that every week or every month or even every quarterly, when they're achieving certain incentive, that the system taking care the status of the distributor with automated with certain profit distributions. So that will be actually one of the new way to really successfully digitalize it, to enhance their primary supply chain. And at the same time, this will eliminate expensive order management system and ready to scale up their companies, maybe in Malaysia and quickly towards Southeast Asia as well. So that we give them a much more broader market reach out. And at the same time, they can actually stay in control with their business expansion. And at the same time, there we have a huge customer database for the secondary distribution structure as well. So that is actually some of the recommendation I can maybe think of without further performing a due diligence in the company.
Okay, following your answers just now, this maybe might be a good question to ask you. That so, what is your strategy to drive the users to your omni-channel? Because just now you say that you can actually drive the clients, drive the products to overseas in the Southeast Asia. But how do you actually? What is the strategy you use to drive them to your omni-channel? And what is your burn rate currently?
Actually, first of all, Beast Portal actually not a marketplace as what we usually know, like Lazada or Shopee, but we are a commerce enabling platform or a software to prepare our clients to transform their business into a digitalization's that's an era. So however, we do promote Beast Portal via a social responsibility that we work very, very closely with all universities, such as we are working very closely with Utah and with the existing leading large corporations as our clients in our consulting part, as a commerce and the entrepreneurship ecosystem, and so that we are not facing any expensive on the below the line marketing costs, but we are actually very much focused on the profit making strategy in our company. So, but when come to the questions that when every company that's taking up online strategy, or we move towards a so-called e-commerce, or we move towards digitalizations of the ordering processes, there's certainly a cost to drive traffic in. The best part of it is actually incentivize the consumer or incentivize the business partners to take up the system. And this is actually the cost that is not avoidable, will be something that cannot be avoided, but we have to actually, we actually consult the customer that to actually put up the right budget and the right cost of conversion to ensure that they actually put up sufficient funding to actually performing the GTM, means that go to market strategy. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Okay. Okay, there's another question about the online grocery. Online grocery is a highly competitive field, especially after the MCO. I believe some others already automating their grocery deliveries in the market. What is your secret sauce to stand out from the rest?
Okay, thanks, Roy. Oh, of course. First, I need to say that our secret sauce is actually because we have been doing this for day in and day out. And the second thing is the secret sauce why we will be able to do better than others is because first, I reshared earlier. I have 50 years of logistic experience in my family business, And another secret that I haven't shared with you is that my co-founder, Agnes Chua, her family business, 50 to 60 years, is actually in grocery business.
Oh.
So we understand how inside out, both of us combined, we have more than 120 years of experience in grocery industry. So we understand what is the problem that you face. And traditionally, I was the one who actually wrote on top of the father's business that they don't want to do anymore. I wrote a software purposely for a grocery business, a traditional type that I actually wrote for to make sure to handle all these issues that we have. So that's why one of the key secret sauce that we have is that Jocom software was actually able to tackle all the traditional market grocery method, whether you are a B2B or whether you are a distributor, whether you are a manufacturer or whether you are just a trader, and how do you look at the retail size and how to look at a lot of people actually will say those who actually work before in the grocery industry, you understand what's called um, GT, MT, and hypermarket. So when they call about GT, MT, and hypermarket, we have one new one called the e-commerce. So we are very familiarized with the GT, MT, hypermarket, and also now e-commerce. E-commerce is created by me actually. I'm the one who actually teach most of the 10 big boys how to do e-commerce in grocery itself. So that source is I'm the one who created for them, where they don't need to know how to do the logistics. You don't need to do how to do the marketing online. As long as you can give me the products and supply to my warehouse and we can sell you out, that's our secret sauce that we have. So my model operandi of the software really taking care of this bridge between the manufacturer and ourselves. So with this gap that we have, we actually able to have these special models of things that I arrange for e-commerce. So it's like a lot of people will ask me a question saying that, Joshua, how do you beat the rest of people in the market? So I always tell them the one answer. So what's the secret answer? You run faster. You run faster. So Max will probably understand what I'm talking about. We always run very fast. And those who invested in understand who actually MCM members who know Jocom, we run them pretty fast from a lot of grocery players. For us to share a little bit of understanding, we run pretty fast. For us, a grocery is actually 3 years old. To do more than 10 million of revenue of sales, right, is no joke. We run pretty damn fast. So I always tell people one thing: don't care what people think about you. Especially Go Uber as well, or maybe Bizportal as well, and also other business players in the market. Guys, you want to go online? You run like this. You cover your ears, you cover your eyes. You run like a horse. You run. Okay? You don't care what people say about you. Hey, that one cannot do this, cannot do. Don't care. You believe in your own way of doing things. You run pretty fast. You'll be at the ending line, finishing line, and you will promise people what you deliver is that. So of course, as Roy always mentioned, that I deliver my numbers, and we deliver even with flying colors. So guys, to do online, right, you have to run pretty fast. You have to run like a cheetah or a puma, okay? Not a horse. You need to put the horse eyes, the cover, right? You know, okay, one example, right? I don't know whether you or anyone of you go to horse racing before. Horse racing, right? Why the horse run straight and they won't bang each other? Because they cover their eyes. If you go to the horse racing video in YouTube, right? Most of the horses, right, their eyes are being covered. So they cannot see left side and right side. So they don't bang into each other. It's actually the rider is the one who control. So you must be like a horse. But you must run faster than a horse. So you must take the horse cover to cover a cheetah or a puma. Then you ride on the cheetah and puma. Then you'll be able to successfully do online things. So for us to actually really able to tell you that what are the special things that we experience and also the challenges and competition, to be frank, run faster than your competitor. Then you succeed. That's the advice I give to every one of you guys. And we run pretty damn fast. Jocom, you'll see a next evolution in the next 2 to 3 months. Even before MCO, you probably have something new in the market. And we are going to evolve ourselves into one of the biggest hypermarket online chain that I don't need to have so many hypermarket to be around Malaysia, but we can actually service the whole Malaysia itself in a very fast way. So you must run pretty fast. Okay? One advice, run damn fast. Don't look left and right, okay? Run fast forward, okay? Cover your eyes, run. That's it, man.
All
Roy.
right.
Thanks to you.
Thank you. Very interesting description. All right. I hope to have good news in the very soon. Okay, since our time is we are over for 20 minutes already. Since that now here comes to the end of the session. So thank you everyone for joining us. So we hope that the whole thing is very informative to our GIC members. Then please do remember that we have a next event on the next Wednesday and also next Saturday. Thank you very much. So see you soon in our